Run.
The latest trailer of Alien Romulus just dropped on the internet, and hands down, it is one of the best things to have happened to the Alien franchise in a long time. Yeah, it's that good. Director Fede Alvarez is totally bringing back the whole horror thing into this epic sci-fi franchise. Needless to say, the movie looks very promising. Also, because Alvarez is a die-hard fan of the first two Alien movies, between which Alien Romulus is set chronologically. The trailer in question shows some really scary stuff, but also throws light on the new kind of facehuggers, the possibility of a new Xeno. There seems to be the presence of black goo as well, and much more. So, if you are intrigued about the insane things we found in the trailer, hop on. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Human-made facehuggers. Probably the most important sequence in the entire trailer is the one with the facehuggers coming out from what looks like artificial incubation chambers. Fans of the franchise know that a facehugger is the second stage of a xenomorph's life cycle and emerges from eggs or ovomorphs, which are produced by a xenomorph queen. It seems that the Renaissance spaceship, where the events of Romulus takes place, had a facility where xenomorphs were being experimented upon. Humans presumably learned to copy the DNA of xenomorphs, of course, by humans. I mean, some mega company, presumably Weyland-Yutani. These guys then started making more and more of the facehuggers to further whatever agenda they had. So yeah, ovomorphs are missing in here, which brings me to my next point. Also, in the previous trailer, there was a sequence where hordes of facehuggers struggled to come out of the chamber, which had red lighting inside. And this one here, we finally understand what that red light meant. It was the facehugger production facility. Why do the facehuggers look so different? Well, if you have watched the previous movies or read the comics and compare the facehuggers there with the ones here, you'd find that the facehuggers look pretty different. This could be because of their origin. I mean, these are not naturally born creatures. Of course, there's no queen present on the Renaissance station yet, but that does not mean we can't have a queen in the final film. I believe Romulus will head into that direction. A direction where we can find a regular xenomorph drone molt into a queen. There's at least one adult Xeno in the movie, but there could be more because multiple people had been impregnated. I would definitely want to see a queen. What about you? There's definitely going to be a new kind of a xenomorph. Just check out this scene from the last trailer, where a xenomorph unfolds its fingers, presumably after its metamorphosis from the chest burster stage into a full-grown drone. It looks more biological than metallic. I mean, Xenos are essentially biometallic monsters, right? With their acid blood and all that. But I do not remember seeing a Xeno that looked so organic. Firstly, kudos to using practical effects because only that stuff can bring out the true essence of a Xeno. But I think this new xenomorph could be the result of the artificially made facehuggers that I spoke of earlier. Of course, this is a mere speculation, and the reality might be far from it, but I leave the floor open for a counter-argument. The blue mist and the black goo pathogen. Remember the blue mist from the original movie and how it was related to the engineer? Well, the blue mist is finally back. In this scene, someone can be seen walking in the blue mist and carrying vials that look like they're filled with black goo. Yeah, the same stuff that mutates and accelerates biological changes. In Ridley Scott's later movies, the black goo was said to be the substance that the engineers introduced to Earth, which in turn led to the creation of human beings. Additionally, the black goo plays a major role in the comics and is said to be a bioweapon that the engineers made use of, but could not really control the substance. So, if the black goo is present in the movie, does it mean that it will further mutate the pre-existing creatures in the film? I mean, it could very well lead to the creation of a new xenomorph. Where's all this taking place? What's the setting? If it wasn't already clear from the first trailer, the second one starts with a shot of a colony, presumably a mining colony. You can see lights and buildings and all that, but what's really the significance of the place in the film? Well, the theme of Alien Romulus is essentially a bunch of kids trying to steal something but want to get out of the whole thing when they come across a force they cannot really deal with. This is what happened in Fede Alvarez' Don't Breathe, and it's exactly what's happening funny here. Archie Renault's character, Tyler, asks Kaylee Spaney's Rain, "Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?" In response, she says, "You know I don't." Now that makes it abundantly clear that the kids want to escape the colony and start anew. And that's where Renaissance come into the picture, which gets clearer when Tyler says, "Then this is our only ticket out of here." It was also earlier confirmed that the kids who find themselves fighting xenomorphs for their lives are actually space scavengers, trying to make a quick buck by getting their hands on whatever valuable stuff they can find. In many alien stories, what happens is that people hear about some derelict or abandoned spacecraft, they'd want to scavenge it for scraps or the cargo it carries, and end up becoming xenofood. I wouldn't be surprised if this is what happened in Romulus as well. The beautiful shot of the planet tells more than meets the eye. So we get a long shot of the planet where the kids live, and in the air is a small vessel flying up, and above. Now, this is the vessel that would take them to the Renaissance station, where they would meet their life's greatest and darkest adventure. This shot also makes it clear that the planet in question is more on the hostile side, where people are living uncomfortable lives, which makes their decision to escape more reasonable and rational. A xenohole. There's another shot reminiscent of the older movies where you can see a giant hole that runs through multiple levels of the Renaissance station. Any guesses? Well, yes. Xenomorph blood probably ate through all these levels. The diameter of the thing looks large enough to fit multiple people. So I'm guessing that either a large xeno exploded here, spilling all its acidic blood, or maybe, just maybe, there were multiple xenos. But the real question is, who was the xeno killer? Was it these kids? Or was it the people who were already experimenting on the xenos before the kids got to Renaissance? Guess we won't find out until the movie releases, but rest assured, Alien Romulus is gonna be full of surprises and probably the best thing the franchise has produced since James Cameron's Aliens. A new medical device. Aileen Wu plays Navarro in the movie, and in what can be called one of the scariest scenes of the trailer, she uses a medical light on her back, which illuminates her interiors to show the presence of a chestburster inside her. The creature was ticking to release itself. Although the scene was cut just before that happened, you could hear the sound of crushing bones, which is enough to scare you, even if you were not watching what was happening. These visuals are just breathtakingly beautiful, as well as scary, and it's stuff like this that's making me positive about the work Fede Alvarez has done with the franchise. This guy is a fan of both the first two films, and it seems he will be paying due homage to both, while building something beautiful on his own. In another scary scene, there's a struggle between Spike Fern's character of Bjorn and the Facehugger, which tries hard to insert its proboscis into the man's mouth, so that it can release the mutagenic substance known as Plagiaris praepotens into his esophagus. The substance is what leads to the creation of the chestburster inside the host. You can check out our video on Facehugger Anatomy for more on this. It was stuff like this that made the first Alien film what it became. People were shocked and horrified to see that a man, or anyone else for that matter, could be impregnated orally. The thought of oral insemination is not very different from oral rape. That stuff is pretty out there in the trailer itself, making Alien Romulus a strong contender for an R-rated film. No, that's not a bad thing. Unfortunately, Navarro will die in the movie, and it's been more or less confirmed as one of the shots show Isabella Merced's Kay holding Navarro in her arms, and Kay's face is all bloody, which could only mean that Navarro's chestburster did its thing and killed Navarro in the process. Fire in the hole. Another awesome shot here. I believe this is Kaylee Swaney's character floating in zero gravity and surrounded by xenomorph blood all around. How could she possibly escape from getting hurt by all this floating acid? In fact, the last few seconds of the trailer have a lot of action sequences that might all hint at major plot points. Let's take a look. A vessel crashes on an icy surface. From the first shot of the planet, it seemed that it was more on the fiery side, with storms and lava and all that. However, here, the space vessel crashes on an icy surface. Could it mean that this place was a different celestial body altogether? Well, yes, the planet in question is in the backdrop, so this piece of land is presumably a moon of the larger gas giant. What's this rock thing? Now, I'm not entirely sure what this stuff is, but this thing comes inside a ship from the outer space. Interestingly, its exteriors look a bit organic. Maybe like the back of a xenomorph or a rotten ovomorph. Whatever it is, I am super intrigued. A little bit of Alien Free. The picture is self-explanatory, need I say more? So yeah, that was all in this one. I think this was the final trailer that we would see before the movie. Or maybe we could get one more a week or so before the film releases on August 15th this year. Fede Alvarez did not reveal a lot about the movie's plot, but gave the fans just enough to rush to the theaters when the film releases. In fact, he did mention in exclusive interviews that he wanted his trailers to remain a bit obscure when it came to plot details, and I think that's fine. Trailers that give away the entire plot kinda kills half the viewing experience. I mean, what do you say? And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.